Today's Tips du Jour mailbag question comes to us from Illinois. Robert, there is one thing in guitar building that I do not enjoy, and that is sanding either porphyr or lacquer at the neck joint. In that tight corner where the neck meets the body, it is very difficult to sand smoothly and not leave traces of the finish or cross-grain sanding marks. Do you have a tip that might make this chore a bit easier? Jim in Huntley, Illinois. Well, Jim, thank you for your question. And yes, there are a couple things you can do. Let's step over to the bench. I'll show you what I do. So, Jim, here's a classical guitar that is in the beginning stages of the finishing process. It's had one coat of porphyr applied, and in this case, it was epoxy. So here's the secret. To get sand right up into that corner there, I use just an eraser as a backing pad, and it's got this nice chiseled edge on the front edge there that allows them to get right up into that corner. I'm going to start sanding with 320 grit paper. And in my opinion, you can go across the grain. You just come in there like this, right across the grain. And then you can finish with straight strokes if you think you need to get rid of any of those marks. However, my experience has been that 320 grit, cross grain marks, they usually disappear under a finish. You can also come in and do the neck side. So as you can see, I can get right up into that corner, going this way and coming back this way on the neck. When I finish it, for example, when I'm doing a French polish, I treat this surface and this surface as one surface. You can't polish this without touching that. You can't polish this without touching that. So I just polish halfway over into the neck. On this side, I'll do the same thing. Just treat it as one surface. That will help finishing in this area become a little bit easier. Now, here's another little tip for you. If you're doing a sprayed finish, if you're spraying the side, this area gets hit. If you're spraying the back, this area gets hit. If you're spraying the neck, this area gets hit. If you're spraying the top, this area gets hit. So you can see the problem here. You're going to have a lot of buildup of finish in that area. To remove that, after each day of spraying, I just take a razor blade. Just run that razor blade right along the edge there where the side meets the neck. And you'll just peel off that excess finish that's been oversprayed into that area. Nothing worse than having a large buildup around the neck area there when you're doing finish work. So that should solve that problem. So once again, Jim in Illinois, thank you very much for your question. Now there is another option I haven't touched on yet, and that is just finish the neck and the body separate. Problem solved. However, impossible to do if you're using a traditional Spanish heel in the guitar building process. Happy building!